What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Bear Down Boys podcast, where as soon as this video goes up, or around the time that this goes up, one of us will be married. I'll let you guys choose who that's going to be. It's definitely not the one with the helmet.
Nicole, I can't figure out this camera.
That felt like a dig.
That way.
I was gonna say, are we really throwing her under the bus when I'm right
No,
here?
it's not that. It's more just like you got to be able to see your face when you get married, right? Because the veil whole thing, they have
Not
to reveal the face.
What if during Nicole's inevitable wedding she wears a helmet instead of a veil?
Yeah, she's wearing.
Honestly, if you go in cosplay to your wedding, that's a big dub.
Yeah.
If you have a partner that allows that too, even bigger dub.
If my partner doesn't allow it, then I'm not marrying him. So
Exactly.
Real.
That's how it should work.
That's how I am with wearing Jordans to my inevitable wedding. If that
Hell
ever
yeah.
happens, I have to wear Jordans. That's a rule. And I know exactly which pair I'll be wearing.
I just want to get married.
Fair.
But today we have a mock draft. Each one of us is assigned a number. Miller will be the first pick. I'll be the second pick. I believe Jarett will be third, and then Nicole will be fourth, and then we'll continue that rotation all around. It's a weird rotation, but we did it specifically for
Nightmare blunt rotation.
It is a nightmare blunt rotation indeed. Anything you guys want to say before we jump in? I don't think there's any really Bears news because the draft is literally starting tomorrow.
No, well, not tomorrow.
Tomorrow when this goes up.
Oh, you're putting this up tomorrow in
Yes.
our time. Okay.
I mean,
guess.
the greatest Caleb Williams edit of all time dropped yesterday,
It
which
did.
is pretty
True.
big news.
That
Our
was
friend
insane.
DWC.
It single-handedly cured my depression for 10 minutes.
Dog, I've literally the song itself, not even attached to it. Didn't really know the song. Now I love the song because of that video. Like it's insane.
Well, Caleb saw Roma Dunze and I was playing today too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all I
the
know.
future
about
bear is getting together.
hopefully.
There's a new one.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm doing this.
It's funny, so. But without, I don't think if anyone else has anything to say. That was words. Yep.
Learn to speak if you're going to be on a podcast, Grayson.
Hey,
He's on
I'm
multiple
tired as
podcasts.
I was going to say, you're on multiple and you can't speak coherent
I'm
English.
tired, bro. It's been a long day. Without further ado, Miller, you have the first pick. You are on the clock for the Chicago Bears.
Hmm.
Who is the
Whoever
first-
shall I take?
Drake May. Just
JJ
I'm-
McCarthy.
Absolutely not. No, I mean it's Caleb. It's been Caleb. It's always been Caleb. It was always going to be Caleb. We can move on. I don't think I have to elaborate on that further.
I think that's pretty fair. I am next up with the commies. You know, as much
Also,
as
for reference, real quick, are we doing what we would do if we were sitting in the GM chair for these teams, or is
Yes,
this trying to
yes.
predict? Okay.
I was doing
Good.
the GM thing because
Okay,
predictions
that's
are
what I
like
usually do.
way. Nah, I don't. I'm
That's
not a-
fair.
Not a
I'm
big
semi
prediction guy.
predicting, semi being like,
Well,
this is what I would
Grayson,
do.
to be fair, with the way your mind works, you actually might be able to predict some of the out-of-pocket bullshit that happens on
That's
draft
fair,
night.
and
He's gonna pick Cole Strange, like type pick at the end of the draft, 5th round guy, 27th overall. Yep.
Well, the commies aren't the smartest people in the world. I'm gonna be real. That the whole ownership and everything. I know it's changed, but they're still
I
not
was
the
going to
smartest
say,
people in the
we
world.
don't know if they're smart or not. They just took over.
Yeah, but like, it's a curse. It's Dan Snyder's presence is still felt in the building until they get rid of FedEx Field.
But they
they're cursed.
replaced Dan Snyder with Magic Johnson and others. Therefore, I
but-
think the curse is lifted.
The
Isn't
field
Josh
is
Harris
cursed.
the guy's name or something?
Oh, yeah, Josh Harris. But Magic Johnson's involved. They have the
It's one of
power
those
of basketball
things-
and AIDS on their side.
It's one of those things where it's like it can't get worse, can it? And that's
Yeah.
what we're
It can.
dealing with.
Because Magic Johnson wants a flashy player. And you know what? The flashiest player is the Heisman candidate, not a candidate, Heisman winner last year, the LSU, the RG3 of our generation, who's going to fail because he's going to break his knee as well on FedEx Field because that field is
God
terrible.
damn.
Jaden
This
Daniels
guy out here predicting injuries.
is Tommy.
I have been predicting that since Cliff Kingsbury was hired as OC, and I know that's not necessarily like the one-to-one. And honestly, I don't know how much we're discussing each pick or whatever, but I totally forgot Antonio Pierce, who recruited Daniels originally to ASU, is the Raiders head coach. So I
Yeah.
really don't I think he either goes Washington or Vegas. I think Vegas would have to sell like Allegiant
Missiles.
Stadium to get him, but
Upgrade.
I was gonna say
I
that
don't
might
know.
entice Washington.
Yeah.
It might. But it's just made too much sense just with the coaching staff and I don't know why. It's up Cliff's alley. Dan Quinn's the coach. I think you can kind of talk him into it. And you see flashy player, you just gravitate towards that, and that's what Jaden Daniels is.
I also don't see Drake
Yeah.
May as a combi. I just don't see him in that jersey. Gonna be real. He just doesn't fit the vibe. That's just me.
no one, just dead silence.
That's just me. I don't see him in the jersey. Anyways.
Well,
I believe
you
that's-
haven't seen him in the jersey because he hasn't worn it yet.
I've seen jersey swaps.
That's not real.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like no one really looks good in a commies jersey.
Terry
from any-
McLaurin does.
I was gonna say Terry
That's
McLaurin.
true.
Well, I was
Deron
meaning
Payne.
like the jersey swaps for the draft class, but I mean the only one that looks like relatively okay is like Caleb Williams, and I think that's just because it's the same colors he wore in college.
Probably.
Plus, it's Caleb.
Yeah,
He would look good in anything.
Caleb Williams is just too dreamy for mere NFL
True.
teams.
That's very
True.
fair.
Fuck Sam
Jarett.
Hartman. Caleb Williams is the hottest quarterback in the class.
Yeah, we're pushing the agendas.
That's fair. Do you think he's gonna match his nails to the Bears unis?
I hope he does. That
I
would
really
be
hope
sick
he
as
does.
shit.
I need the fuck GB on his
Yeah.
nails so badly. So badly.
I think it happens. I would assume it happens.
You make fans and enemies real quick that way, but at least you know who you know. You know
Hear
what I
me
mean?
out. Hear me
I
out.
love it personally.
We get fuck pack on his nails.
That
I'm here
also
for it.
works. I think it's quite obvious Caleb Williams is going to be one of those guys where like Bears fans will love him, but literally everyone else will hate him because like I don't mean this in a rude way. He is cocky. He is an extremely arrogant guy, but I think that's something we need at quarterback. We've had the humble guy in Justin Fields,
Mhm.
but we need the cocky asshole who doesn't give a shit about people's feelings, and that's what Caleb Williams
I was
is.
gonna say, why is his name escaping me? The fucking Good Morning Football was on not Boy Meets World, was on Big Brother.
Kyle Brandt?
Kyle Brandt?
Yeah, Kyle Brandt.
He was
Kyle
on
Brandt.
Big
Thank-
Brother?
I think it was Big Brother. He was on one of those MTV shows.
I was just guessing one of the hosts. I didn't
But
know.
yeah, Kyle Brandt, the way he put it, we had the Boy Scout Mitch Trubisky, we had the robot in Justin Fields, now we need the rock star. Like I thought that was the perfect way to put that. And
Yeah, like-
also we're getting like to your point, Jared, with the arrogance, we're getting Michael Jordan cocky, not Aaron Rodgers cocky, and I think that's the big difference.
Let's not spread the conspiracies. As our quarterback.
Yeah, Caleb Williams has a good relationship with his family. That's why he paints his nails.
Not wrong. Okay, so we'll move on to pick number 3, which Jaden Daniels being, taken at 2 makes this a lot easier. It's not really going to go much into it. It's Drake May. If Jaden Daniels would have been here and Drake May would have went 2, then I wouldn't have went with Daniels and I probably wouldn't have went with McCarthy because I hate Jaden Daniels and McCarthy I think needs to sit. And there's nowhere for him to sit behind, nor a roster for him to build with the Patriots. Drake May, obviously, it's not a great situation for him to go into either, but I think Drake May is in that caliber of quarterback that he can still kind of like build with the roster as it goes without being set back 20 years and never succeeding in the NFL. So I think that's a very easy Drake May pick for me personally.
Miller, it looks like
Yeah.
you just saw a puppy get murdered.
No. That was meant to be a look of intriguement. No, I looked up Kyle Brandt just to make sure it wasn't Big Brother. He was on The Real World. Is what he was on. He was on the 11th season of The Real World, Real World Chicago. And also he played a character on The Days of Our Lives for 3 years where he was
Wait.
a U.S. Marine that saved his girlfriend from mercenaries, was tortured as a POW, and lost his leg at war.
What the? I didn't know he did anything except
Kyle
talk
Brandt's doing
sports.
side quests.
He's
Okay,
also a Stevenson High School alum.
And a
Stevenson,
Princeton
like-
graduate.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it say what year this Real World season was? Or does it
Real
just say
World
11?
2001. Spring of 2001.
Oh, my mom used to watch that show. She probably knows who
My-
he is.
My mom knows him from that because I remember I was watching Good Morning Football one morning and she came in the room and cracked up laughing at him. But I thought it was Big Brother he was on. It was Real World.
Well,
But
yeah.
like, they tease him with pictures of it all the time. I fucking love Kyle Brandt.
Yeah, a lot of people from the real world go to or they used to go to a show called The Challenge, which was like my favorite reality show. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Nicole,
All
you
right.
are up with the Cardinals jersey.
Yes, I have only 3 of the jerseys that I'm drafting for represented. This is number 1, my boy, and who will be joining as the wide receiver 2 to his number 1, is Marvin Harrison Jr. The pick's obvious. I think Monty is throwing up a lot of smoke screens right now, as far as like, I think he's genuinely, having those conversations of trading back. It depends on the type of haul he can get.
Mhm.
But when you have lacked a true wide receiver 1 since Larry Fitzgerald, and you have the opportunity to get him, you do. Now, to be fair, I think, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors, they all stand a little bit above everybody else, but I think you're going to get just as good a receiver in round 3 as you are round 1. I will stand on that because there's so many. But yeah, regardless, Marvin Harrison Jr., it's the obvious choice.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like the first 4 picks were all like, pretty obvious ones. I feel like now we're going to actually get into more of the interesting section of the draft.
Do you think 5 through 8 is the most interesting part of the draft? Because that can go in so many different directions with so many different positions needing to be filled.
Take off the card jersey now. No longer drafting for them.
Nicole's
So
just
are
going to go
we,
through 18 draft, outfit changes.
Yes.
are we
But
doing
always-
trades?
We can. I don't see why not.
Okay. Jarrett, you're picking for the Vikings, right?
Oh god, let me pull up the list.
Yes,
I
he
think
is.
you are.
I'm
Okay.
picking for the Jets, so yes, he is.
Okay.
Well, am I picking for both of the Vikings or just
No, 11.
Both of them, 11 and 23. He's got
Is he?
both.
Oh, I do have both.
Yeah. You want to do
Oh, if
this?
we're doing trades, I would do 11 and 23 for 5.
Okay.
Then I get to pick for the Chargers, which is also cool.
Well,
I'm
is that how
trading-
you want to do it? I
Or
figured
do you
you'd
want me-
pick for the Vikings at 5, and then I would pick for the Chargers, but it's up to you.
If
wanna
you
pick for the
remember,
Chargers,
if you
you can.
remember this, then I'm fine doing it for the Vikings at 5, and then you do 11 and 23. I'm perfectly okay with that.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to remember that because my memory is absolute shit.
Okay. I got you.
I was not prepared for this. Let me do it on the little.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Here, while we wait, we'll just.
There we go.
I'll tell you right now, it probably won't go through straight up. So if it doesn't,
I did through the Vikings going to the Chargers. They didn't allow the Chargers to go to the Vikings. It was weird.
yeah.
Can I force a trade? Is that allowed?
No, just
what's-
throw in a bunch of extra picks that won't matter for the sake.
Like
Yeah, it
of it.
next
doesn't have
year's
to be, like-
first.
What it actually would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just force that ass in there,
Why'd you got to put it like that?
I don't know, man. It
Sounded a little non-consensually.
Well, forcing would make it non-consensual, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Are you condoning that action, Grayson?
Forcing that ass in there.
Yeah.
I force people's asses in places like into the club and stuff like that. So like,
Are you admitting to not being a supporter of consent?
no, I'm saying I am forcing my friends to be social sometimes.
Okay, that took entirely too long for me to figure out.
We were
but-
trying to buy time the weirdest way possible.
I'm bad with computers, and it was like I have it on half of my screen so I can still see my pretty face. And the Vikings weren't on there, so I had to maximize the screen. and then
Imagine
go about
not
doing
having
it.
2 monitors.
Technically, I
I'm just-
do. I just don't know how to set this.
I'm just using my phone.
She's just your phone. It works too.
I have the list of our who got what pick on our phone, but all right. So I think it's quite obvious with the Vikings straight up what they're trading up for is the third best quarterback in the draft. Yes, Michael Pratt out of Tulane for the connection with Darnell Mooney, even though Darnell Mooney's not there.
That's a Falcons pick at 8, trust.
I'm gonna go with my boy JJ McCarthy. I'm a big fan of his, and I think while he probably gets the start over Sam Darnold, or even if he doesn't, he gets a year behind him. There are so many weapons on that Vikings team. I think I'd probably even put them above the Bears as for like the weapons surrounding a quarterback. The best to succeed in is probably the Vikings.
Mhm.
And so I think it's a great situation for McCarthy. I really want him to succeed in the NFL, and I think he would in a place like Minnesota. So I would go with McCarthy there.
I don't like that he's going to Minnesota, but whatever.
I don't either, but it's the best place for him. Like
That's
I
fair.
want to see him succeed, and I think Minnesota is the best place for that. Hopefully, he just like always has 2 losses to the Bears every year.
For real.
Like I never want him
That's
to beat
fair.
the Bears ever.
Just tell
That's
him
fair.
that and he'll throw.
I will. You just don't beat. He grew up loving the Bears. He's from LaGrange Park. Like just
Yeah.
don't do that to us.
Yeah.
Be a homie.
So the number 6 pick, the New York Giants have a lot of holes to fix. They have a problem with Evan Neal at tackle. They have no wide receivers. They have a bunch of problems going on. They have no running back now, but they're not going to pick a running back round 1. They've already
Or are they?
well, they had that issue a few years ago, and they saw how well that went. But honestly, as much as I love Malik Neighbors, I don't think the Giants take him. They take the guy who's like certified gonna be an All-Pro no matter what happens, just because he's that fucking good. I think they just take Joe Alt here and say, hey, we're stuck with Danny Dimes for the next few years because of how much money we're spending on him. So let's just go off and protect him while we can, and then in a year or two, we'll go grab a quarterback. Maybe they'll go get Carson back next year, and he'll pan out.
Interesting.
Okay, so up next are the Titans, which I'm a little upset you picked Alt because I was definitely going to go with Alt to the Titans because that's like a dream scenario for them. They already have a lot of pieces on that offensive line, and Joe Alt would just be like the cherry on top, which would be great for Will Levis. I mean, their receivers are kind of an aging group, but for what they still are with DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley, it's still a good group for Levis. I could see them going with a receiver. I'm going to kind of scroll down a little bit to see what options we have here.
They do need a running back.
Yes, let's draft a running back. In the
No,
top
Like
10.
Corum.
they have Tajay Spears, you dongle.
Yeah, but they don't
Like
believe in
Corum
him.
meta.
I kind of have
is
someone I want
not
to pick,
better.
but I feel like it's going to be the dumbest thing ever. But
Who?
The Titans fired variable. They can't
You know
be a
what?
distributor, so
fuck it, we ball is our motto. The Titans are going to go with a little bit of a shocker and go with Brock Bowers here at 7.
I dig it.
Ooh.
I dig
Okay.
it.
There are
They
some
need
other
better
options that
jerseys.
make sense there, but Brock Bowers, first off, that would look really nice in a Titans jersey. Secondly, they obviously are putting pieces around Will Levis, expecting him to be the guy. Why not give them Brock Bowers, certified future Hall of Famer, best tight end prospect of all time?
they need to
And
get better
my
jerseys.
my
for Brock.
Pookie Bear, Brock Bowers to Titans.
Who
Better
is
jerseys.
in their tight end room like right now?
Okonkwo.
Okonkwo.
Oh,
And is that
yeah.
it?
Is
Which
it
I
I
don't
Henry?
think
mean,
he
I'm
does-
sure they have
there's
more
some
than
scrubs,
Well,
one.
I
but,
know,
like-
but like, is there anyone notable? Which I'm not saying
they
anything
got
like.
rid of Trayvon Wesco or let him walk rather.
I think Okonkwo
Wasn't
is like
Wesco playing
solid,
fullback?
but whenever you can upgrade from him to a Brock Bowers, I think you do it.
they have
Isn't
Josh
he young,
Wiley and Thomas Odukoya.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Brock Bowers clears.
Like Chig's great. but,
Plus
like,
Bowers
Brock
is probably your or I'm trying to think of how they work it. Either Bowers or Chig would probably play slot receiver to get both of them on the
I
field.
think Bowers better.
Probably
Honestly, they probably
Bowers,
both
yeah.
could. You could probably even.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
switch
They
it up.
both could, but you'd probably want Bowers in that position to
Doesn't
get free
Ridley play in the
releases.
slot though?
Ridley can play outside. He can be
Okay.
a Z.
If
And
you
then
wanted.
you've got D Hop as your true X. I mean, that would work, especially if the Giants took Alt. I get it. I feel it.
That's what they say. Honestly, the only issue I would have with that is they have no production besides Gronsky. So,
Yeah.
oh, they took all. Olo can't do pass blocking as well as Alt can. So
That
they
is the only thing Olu can do.
is pass block that I
Yes.
mixed them up again. I mixed them up. I apologize.
You're good. I was just
See,
letting
I don't,
you know.
I don't have anything against Olu. If I can pick Brock Bowers, I'm picking Brock Bowers.
I
love
feel
him
you.
so much.
Absolutely.
That's one of my.
I don't
can
like
go
Olu. I don't like a tackle that can't run block. He's my
Which-
OT3 for a reason.
Which I've kind of touched on this a little bit when it comes to like rankings of prospects and stuff. A lot of people are going to have different rankings because different things matter more to different people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which because I saw you were on Twitter or X or whatever. I don't remember what the dude's account is, but you were talking about like Byron Murphy, where some
it was me and
teams,
Patrick.
yeah, some teams are going to be really high on him because of his play style, and some, if he doesn't fit their scheme very well, he might not be. And it's the same thing when you're scouting. Like for an offensive lineman, you care more about run blocking personally. You're going to go with the run blockers over the guys who can't run block and are strictly like pass blockers. So it makes sense. It's just kind of a personal preference type thing.
Yeah.
But Brock Bowers is just like probably my favorite draft prospect ever. So I
Plus
think
Bowers
it's
is safe. There's not a thing he can't do.
He's so well rounded. I adore Bowers so much. I wish the Bears needed a tight end so we could have Bowers.
That's fair. He could slide to 9.
I don't think
I
we'd
don't
take
think
him
we'd
at 9.
take him.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we
Still
do,
take a
but I'm saying
receiver.
he could.
With
I think
Komet
that-
and Everett there.
Yeah. I think like I think for the Bears, which we'll get to later, I guess. I think it'll either be one of the top 3 receivers, or I could even see a Byron Murphy personally. But Nicole's been patiently waiting in her Falcons jersey, so we will pass it over.
The old one too.
Love Cordy
And it's
P.
Cordell Patterson since
Former Bear. New Steeler.
dinner's here, so the dogs are barking.
We love that. Yum. So Cordy P and Justin Fields are linking back up. In
Back
Pittsburgh.
up. Did they play together?
Fields?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think. No, they didn't.
I think
2021?
Patterson was gone by the time Fields was
Really?
there. Yeah. I could be
I
I
wrong.
continue
swear they
with
had at
the
least
six
one
now.
season.
I'm Googling it real quick. I think CP was gone.
I think he left the year Fields like. I think he
2020
left-
was his last year in Chicago.
Yeah,
Damn,
so
that
he
sucks.
left, and then Fields came in.
Yeah.
Also, having a nickname be CP is terrible.
Well, no one calls him that, so I don't
Miller
think
just did.
I don't
That,
think
that's
it's
his,
don't
that's
think
his.
it's
Well,
nickname.
no. A lot of people call him CP. First of all, second of all, I think his nickname that he uses is Flash. If I'm not
I think
mistaken.
his Instagram
His Twitter
is
handle is like
CP84.
C/P, which is kind of funny.
Which if you put the flash in between it breaks it up enough. It's fine.
Yeah,
Does it make it better though?
I didn't
Yes.
really think so, but I guess
he's flashing CP. I don't think that's.
It's not a good thing.
Dude, someone called him Flashy.
Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna move on before
That's
this gets
weird.
too
I don't
done.
like Flashy.
Nicole, are you ready
That
for your
sounds
pick?
like a
Yeah,
stripper
yeah,
name.
you're
You
done.
are.
Okay. This was on sale though after he signed somewhere else, and I'm like, well, I can add it to the collection at a reduced price. So here we go.
Dub.
The Atlanta Falcons select Dallas Turner, edge, Alabama. I think they do the predictable thing here after I considered Neighbors a lot, but I think they do the really predictable thing. Dallas Turner, I feel like Atlanta just takes guys that are from the South a lot. Like that's just kind of their thing. And Malik Neighbors, while he's a great option, I think if you can get yourself a solid edge who's going to be there for years, what is Calais Campbell right now?
I don't
He's
think
like-
he's on a
Is he a
team right
Raven?
now.
Okay, I didn't.
He was
think
on the
so.
Falcons last year, but I don't know if
Right.
he signed
I think
anywhere.
he's still a free agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't
He's
really
also-
have anyone.
Wasn't
don't-
that their sack leader? Was Calais Campbell?
No.
Their sack leader was someone. It was a nobody. Is it that or Ebiketti?
I said Ebiketti and then said a no one. That's crazy.
Well, Ebiketti's great. I like Ebiketti, but he's not like he's
No,
not
it
like
was-
a game
it was-
breaker.
Bud Dupree last year.
Oh,
Although
that's
he was
sad.
tied with Calais Campbell. Okay, you were kind of right.
So old man and overrated. Yeah,
They're both
let's get-
pretty old dudes, but
Bud
yeah.
Dupree.
Oh yeah,
How is
Dupree's
They
Bud
need
Dupree
someone-
overrated?
He
Ancient
was
That would
Man
overrated.
require
and
anyone
slightly
to
less old
rate
dude.
him.
But Dupree was overrated like 2 years ago when he signed with the Titans.
They need a star on that defense. While they,
Yeah.
while they figure out, they have enough offensive weapons. I think they can skip on offense for the first round. I think they can grab a good receiver, later in the draft than they can grab a better edge than Dallas Turner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add about Dallas Turner, which I've mentioned on Twitter a lot and in our group chat, I'm a big Dallas Turner fan, but I think people need to like hold back expectations a little bit. I think I don't know if raw is necessarily the right word, but I'm going to use the word. He's a very raw defensive end. He doesn't have a bag per se when it comes to pass rush moves, but he's a physically athletic freak to the point where if you develop him right, or he gets to learn from a veteran like a Bud Dupree or a Calais Campbell type thing, really, hone in on the craft. I think he could very much be like a defensive player of the year candidate down the line.
If he can figure out counters and what an anchor is and how to defend the run, yeah.
Yeah, Miller hates.
I don't hate Dallas Turner, though. I like Dallas Turner. I'm just.
I mean, he's
Jarett a
not
hard
Miller's.
time.
Well, Miller's also not wrong. Like he's like when I say he raw, like I'm purely banking on physical traits more so than just tape.
Yeah, he's a very traitsy edge.
His traits, just like his athleticism, is insane to me. And I might be, it might be a dumb thing to do, but I really like the traits to the point where I think it's a good pick.
No, I get it. I mean, he's traitsy and he can win. Like he knows how to win as a pass rusher. He's good with his hands. He has a pretty solid arsenal. It's just anything to do with strength is where he's lacking a little bit. It's because he's a little bit smaller. But I mean, if you're going to get fattened up anywhere, Atlanta's a pretty good place to be. So I like Turner to Atlanta. I think there's a very good chance he's the first defensive player off the board, even if I don't inherently agree with that.
I think it's a good scheme fit more so than it is a good he's the best because I like Dallas Turner. I'm not super high on him either, to be fair, but I think when you're in Atlanta's position on defense, especially, he's just the best player available on defense.
Yeah.
And he has a high upside. If you can, there's a lot still to work on, and I think that's really valuable, more so than people give it credit for college prospects.
Yeah. I also don't think Atlanta's dying on the offensive side of the ball where they need to pick up a wide receiver because they have Drake London who's decent. He still can show a lot of stuff for us. They got Darnell Mooney. They have Kyle Pitts. They still have Matt Collins. Matt Collins is pretty decent. So they're fine on the offensive side of the ball.
I think Mac left.
I think he did too, but I can't picture where he went.
I just remember the tweets because
he's a Bill.
I just remember the tweets because of Arthur Smith being upset he can't use him over Kyle Pitts anymore.
They still have three. They still have really good three receiver. Great. Oh my God, 3 great receiving options. They have Bijan on the backfield that can also catch the ball.
They also got Rondell Moore. I feel like we're forgetting.
I forgot
about that.
I love.
They
Rondell
traded
Moore.
Ritter for Moore straight up, which is such a funny trade.
Wild trade.
My boy.
But Miller, you have the pick of the litter. You have literally every wide receiver.
Yeah, this isn't fair. You guys
have all the edges.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I let you pick the Bears picks because I know it. I think I know what I would do, but it's not an easy decision.
No, there's so many different ways to go here. And no matter what way I go, I would be slightly if this is how the board landed for Chicago in real life, no matter what they did, I would be slightly peeved because this right here comes down specifically for me to Odunze versus Latu versus Murphy. And
I don't get this Murphy that's been shouting up. I don't understand why he was a late 20s pick, and then everyone's like, "Oh no, he's top 10."
He was never a late 20s pick. If you
I saw
the
him
vision,
late 20s.
Ball.
Yeah, if you knew ball, he was never a
also,
late 20s pick.
Can I before you pick, can I ask one thing?
Sure.
You named 3 people and none of them was Neighbors.
Yes, I like Odunze more than Neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not high on Neighbors. No, I really like Neighbors. I'm just saying if I'm going receiver, I'm going Odunze. That's what I'm making
really
by
fair,
that.
because again, this is one of those preference things. I just personally prefer Neighbors.
Yeah.
With a personal preference.
No, I have them pretty much with the same grade. But I slightly prefer Neighbors. Like you said, it's a stylistic thing. The way I look at it, if you draft Neighbors, you're getting this killer Z type of player. Maybe you can play him in the slot where he's super athletic, super smart. Odunze just catches everything you throw at him and is also 6'3" and is also pretty athletic. He's a really savvy route runner. He plays hard. He reminds me a lot. I don't know if I've told you guys this. I know I've posted on Twitter, but he reminds me a lot of prime Alshon Jeffrey is the best way I can put it. But
I miss
better.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah. So plus the Neighbors thing, his skill set feels, I don't want to say redundant, but really close to DJ Moore.
Mhm.
Like where DJ Moore is great after the catch because of physicality, and he's great at the catch point because he's a physical, like bulkier receiver for his size. Neighbors is more like the quick DJ Moore, if that makes sense. You can't go wrong either way. But if I had to pick one of the receivers, I'd go with Dunze.
Well, I think
Um,
DJ Moore is more consistent at attacking than Neighbors is, from what I've
yeah,
noticed.
absolutely.
I don't think Neighbors. I never want to say he doesn't try, but like, there's something holding him back. I don't know what it is.
He's
but
just
it's
not
he
as
does-
strong as DJ.
Yeah.
Like that's what it comes down to. He just isn't as strong of a player as DJ. But then I look at my board and Latu is the highest player I have left. Like in terms of my big board ranking, I love Latu. He's the best pass rusher I've personally ever evaluated.
This movie take Tory Taylor, I think.
No, see,
Falling
I
over.
love Latu. Maybe not as much as Miller does. Like, I think he, like, just from a talent perspective, is like easily one of the best players in the entire class. I think what's going to make him drop, because I predict him to drop low, like later than most people would think, is those medicals can be very frightening for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and I don't know. Because the realistic thing too, like if we want to look at this from a what the Bears would actually do standpoint, Ryan Poles is pretty good at avoiding people with, heavy medical issues. He likes to be, I don't want to say safe because it's not like he's just going to take the highest floor guy every single time or anything like that. But he tends to avoid guys with medical history and with character concerns. So I guess, because again, though, the other thing on the flip side of that is this is the deepest wide receiver class ever. So if I take a wide receiver now, like Nicole mentioned earlier, you're going to get guys that would be first round talents in other classes in like the third round at wide receiver. Fuck it. The plane convinced me. I'll take Rome.
Woo!
Yee. I want Rome. I want that Caleb to Rome connection. I
Yeah.
really, really do. I've loved Caleb basically since we were guaranteed the first overall pick. and then I've been, it's so funny Michigan ended up playing Washington in the championship because I have been very high on Washington, since this time last year, before last season. And they proved me right, and I just want their players to keep proving me right. And I love Rome. I love Rome Odunze.
Yeah.
I would buy his jersey very quickly.
Same.
This might
I
be
think-
a hot take, but there's no receiver in this class with more aura than Rome Odunze.
That would be correct.
Marvin's
agree.
pretty close.
Marvin's up there, but I think Rome has more just because his name is fucking Rome.
That's fair.
This
Was
is
he
one of
built
the
in a day,
better
though?
football names.
No, but I think he'll help turn around this offense in a day.
That's fair. So I think if you're the Jets and Neighbors falls right into your lap, and your wide receiver 3 is Xavier Gibson, and Mike Williams is your wide receiver 2, who's very inconsistent, you just take Neighbors because he just falls right into your lap, and your tackles are okay for like this season at least because you have those plug and play guys that they picked up in free agency from. Is it Tyron Smith that they picked up?
Yeah.
So they're
And who's
fun.
the other one, Grayson?
Yeah, I was just looking at the depth chart.
It's Morgan Moses. I won't make you look it up.
Morgan Moses is decent. He's not going to be like terrible.
Yeah, no, he's good. I wasn't saying that as a negative. I just didn't know if you knew.
But
or not.
like I
wanted to
said,
quiz you.
They have the ability to pick a wide receiver here that's a little more consistent than Mike Williams, and they can have Aaron Rodgers have some help here. So I think they take Malik Neighbors. I think they fell right in their laps.
League Neighbors at 10 is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. If it falls right in your laps, you just pull the trigger. You run that thing up.
Which the weird thing is, I feel like most of these picks make a whole lot of sense. The only real crazy one so far, I think, is Brock Bowers, and it completely broke the universe and made Neighbors fall to 10.
Yeah. So now I've got the Chargers here at 11.
Correct.
Do I go with my gut or do I go with the better player?
I'm curious what the difference is. Like, you don't have to say who's who, but side of the ball. Like,
Well, the better player would be a defensive lineman. My gut would be going with an offensive playmaker.
But are you reaching at this point for those?
I wouldn't think. I don't think I'd be reaching. I've got him on my big board right around this area. I think he would absolutely be worth the 11th pick. And you know what? I think defenders are going to fall, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Adonai Mitchell.
Ooh.
Oh,
who is
okay.
my
This is a
wide
lot
receiver
earlier
for.
than I'd have him. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
have-
I think Adonai is a top 15 player in this
I gotta
class. I think I've got him at
find-
12 on my big board, if I'm not mistaken.
I need to make an
13,
actual big
one
board.
off.
He's 31 on the site, so
He's my
Yeah,
wide
that's
receiver
ridiculous.
4, but 11 might be a little high for my taste, but I don't think it's like a bad pick or anything.
Yeah.
Like he's okay. Listen, as a UT fan, which I'm not like a diehard, like I'm just getting into it, but Quinn Ewers is not that good of a quarterback, and I feel like he made his weapons look worse than they are. He's maybe the most inconsistent quarterback I've ever seen in my life, and I think his receivers struggled because of it.
Yeah.
that's
But yeah, I mean, you're getting a legit route runner who I'm not going to take credit for this comp. I pulled it from Brett Coleman straight up, but it's so on the nose. He moves exactly like CD Lamb in open space in the sense that, like, when he's running his routes, normally you'll see guys speed up and slow down at different points to like gain leverage or fake out a DB or whatever. He never does. He always runs at the same consistent pace, and it's not like a downside for him. It's just like he's running all of his routes in slow motion, and he's able to do like, you know, subtle head fakes or jab steps or whatever to create separation for himself. He had just short of 50% contested catch rate throughout college, and he's really good after the catch. So he's like a complete receiver. The only thing like that I've seen people complain about, and I think this is total bullshit that this is even a complaint, but there are character concerns with Mitchell because he's diabetic, and when his blood sugar would drop at practice, he would get pissy. So apparently
I would
he's
too.
not coachable, which is utterly ridiculous.
make sure he
Those
has his
aggregate
insulin and his
accounts need
sugar
to be
up.
banned.
Yeah, like literally, just give the dude a fucking Snickers every like 20 minutes, and you've got a top 10 receiver in 3
Listen,
years.
he's not him
easily.
when he's hungry. He needs the
Exactly.
Snickers.
That's all it is. He's just not him when he's hungry. And I'm sure Harbaugh will have Snickers like well, listen, I'm telling you, that could be a sick fucking brand deal. Get Adonai Mitchell a Snickers deal and do an ad where it's him running on the field, but it's not him. It can't be Betty White now because she passed away. But you know, do like Danny DeVito running out there on the field. Have Jim Harbaugh hand him a Snickers. Go back to Adonai Mitchell. He scores a touchdown from Justin Herbert. Fucking Snickers. If you're listening, I don't want anything except like 5% commission. Just or not commission. What's the term? Royalties. Just 5% royalties. I don't want anything crazy. Just credit me. Take my idea, please, because I think you would make billions with that.
We're gonna see it.
Oh,
They're
that's great.
not gonna give you anything.
I'm not going to get any credit. Then we can come back to this, and I can
We have this
sue and make
recorded.
even more
We have
money.
this saved.
Exactly.
All right, Nicole, you are up with the Zach Wilson led
All right.
Broncos.
The Zach Wilson. Wow.
The greatest
I saw-
sentence of all time.
I saw I think it's Wyatt World. I think he did a TikTok and it was like, all right, Sean, we got you the quarterback you've been wanting, and it's Zach Wilson. And you think about that quarterback room. It's Zach Wilson, Ben DiNucci, and forget
Jarett Stidham.
Jarett
Yeah.
Stidham. Yeah.
Goat name.
Oh, what a quarterback.
Does he spell
room.
it the same way you do?
No, he has 2 R's.
What a loser.
But it's close enough. My mom just spelled mine wrong. All right, so we
No,
respect
she
all
spelled
Jarett.
yours right. 2 R's is 1 too many.
Fair.
Valid.
But that's just, first of all, that's a quarterback room that rivals many of the Bears' greatest quarterback rooms. On mean basis, I'm talking about. I'm not talking greatest. Bears have had some all-timers. Let's be real. Broncos, this one's pretty darn good, but I think you got to go quarterback here. I think your only concern is if Vegas trades up ahead of you. Even if they do, I don't think they're going after the same guy Denver is. I don't foresee Denver moving. I think they know what everyone else's play is, and they're going to be very comfortable with Mr. Bodacious, Bo Nix, quarterback of Oregon. Now, to be fair, I like Michael Penix a little bit better than him, and I know I am like I know. I'm in the minority here. But Bo Nix makes the most sense. Size-wise, you don't have the injury concerns, and Sean Payton could do wonders with Bo Nix. I see a lot of, as far as I don't want to say completely. I do see a little bit of Drew Brees in him that I think Sean Payton can see. Maybe I'm talking on my ass, but I can see it. I think that makes the most sense. But to go back to the Chargers really quick, because I think with Adonai Mitchell, and I just wanted to say this, diabetes being a character concern is like almost ableist. What?
Ableism. Let's go.
God, but it is. It almost feels ableist. I can't.
Borderline, yeah.
I can't help but think that. So I'm rooting for him, and I think Bo Nix makes the most sense to Denver. Take the best. You have to take a quarterback. Sean Payton might kill Zach Wilson. He almost killed the other Wilson. So like,
yeah.
All right, the Raiders.
I will say with Adonai, part of me wants the Bears to trade back far enough to like end up in his zone. Just because the idea of landing him and also landing day 2 or 3 capital would make me very happy. Like, I think I'm probably the only Bears fan in the world that feels that way. But like, if all else fails, if everyone else is gone, I would love that pick. And then with Bo Nix, I love the idea of him going to Sean Payton, just to build off what Nicole was saying, because in my opinion, he's the best like pre-snap quarterback in this class by a wide margin. If you go and you watch him at Oregon, he had the ability to actually make adjustments and, call audibles at the line of scrimmage before the play, something not a lot of college quarterbacks get. So him already having that experience makes him like a day 1 starter wherever he goes. Nicole hit the nail on the head with the rest of it in terms of him being a really good fit with Sean Payton. So
I'm not talking out of my ass.
No, I don't think so.
Drew Brees. Okay.
I see a little bit of it. I think he's got
Not
like
a
the
lot.
football IQ. I
Yeah,
think there's
it's all
definitely something to be
pre-snap.
said there. Yeah, for sure.
Everything after the snap is completely different, but pre-snap, I see a lot of it.
He's pre-snap, he's Drew Brees. Post-snap, he's Brock Purdy on his Cinderella run 2 years ago now. Like that rookie Brock Purdy that was hectic but wonderful. That's what he reminds me a lot of. But now I've got the Raiders at 14, and I'm not taking Michael Penix because I have a soul. What I'm going to do is, I got to be honest, I'm not a big Thayer Munford Jr. believer, unfortunately. If that upsets anyone out there, I do apologize. So I'm going to take Talise Fuanga from Oregon State, who I think at best is a Pro Bowl right tackle. Reminds me a lot of Darnell Wright. He said himself he studies Darnell Wright's game. Darnell Wright is like his go-to. But if he doesn't work out at tackle, he has all the tools to be just like an all-pro level guard, an absolute stud there. So if, like I said, if Thayer Munford decides he wants to play good football, then, oh fuck, they signed Cody Whitehair.
Did they? I didn't see that.
I remember that. Yeah, the biggest.
So yeah, they need help at both positions. So he'll find a way to start, and you're going to protect, I guess, Minshew at this point, unless they were to trade up later and get
respect
Michael
Aiden
Penix.
O'Connell, bro.
I don't think I will.
Hypothetically, they can probably get Penix in the 2nd round. I wouldn't draft him in the 2nd round either. I literally don't think he's an NFL quarterback, but that's just me. I
wouldn't go that far, but
I don't like him at all.
I don't either. I've got a 3rd round grade on him. He's, for reference, he's below Spencer Rattler on my board. So,
just a side note, I pissed off Spencer Rattler's uncle, and I find it hilarious.
How did you piss off his uncle?
Have you seen that the video? I don't know what they were recording them for, but it's from Spencer Rattler in high school, and they're doing like a one-on-ones, like offense versus defense, but just like with the receivers. And so if the receiver catches it, it's a point for the offense. If they don't catch it, it's a point for the defense.
Okay.
And it's at practice, so like with his teammates, and like it's Rattler, and then the other quarterback, I don't know who it is. Forgive me, random dude. I don't know who you are, but like the other guy's like missing some passes and the receivers are dropping them. And the guy's name is JD something, but he's like, JD, oh my God. He keeps yelling. I'm like, you fucking suck. Oh my God. And they lose. And he's like, oh my God, our receivers suck. And then he literally follows this backup quarterback, like a puppy dog behind him. He's like, it's your fault. We lost. You fucking suck. Get off my team. Blah, 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 blah. And someone had tweeted that. So I quote tweeted it or whatever, like reposted it, I guess. And I had seen that video a few years ago, and I brought it up. I was like, I saw this a few years ago, and that's where my like dislike for Spencer Rattler came from. And I guess his uncle just searches up Spencer Rattler and responds to every single tweet with his name in it. Because then he tweeted at me saying like, "You need to grow up. They were kids. Blah blah blah. They're still friends now." And I was like, "Don't care."
Don't care. Yeah. And that's something you'll learn quickly the more you tweet about college prospects is that their family looks their name up often.
And they will send you death threats.
They will either send you death threats, as I have received, or they will become your fan, as is the case with O'Keefe's dad and brother, and Kari Blassingame's dad, even though he's not a prospect. I just wanted to flex.
Yeah,
Greg
Roshan never
Burke's
saw
mom
my
follows
edit
me.
video.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So the Saints
Don't care. Next pick.
yeah, the Saints are notorious for just kicking the can down the line. You know, they got Derek Carr and like what now it's like till 2028, 2029, whatever it is. Something fucking forever away. They have no receivers outside of Olave and now Equanimous St. Brown of all people and Rashid Shaheed. Yeah, but he's a nice kick returner as well. But they also don't have any tackles. Trevor Penning's ass, and then Ramczyk might have to retire. But are they smart enough to just go pick a tackle? Because I don't think Mickey Loomis is smart. I think he's absolutely idiotic when it comes to these things. And he's like, Derek Carr sucks so badly. We're just gonna go get Michael Penix Jr.
Damn. Okay.
Wait, that's where we're going for real?
Yep. I think
That's
Saints
what
are
you
just,
wanted. That's what you would do, or your
no.
prediction?
That's what I think Mickey Loomis is gonna do.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're all doing what we would do, and then Grayson's just off the rails.
If Bo Nix it does not go to Denver, I can easily see him going to the Saints. But I think that Mickey Loomis just overcompensates and just goes with a quarterback that's way too old. And
The look of disappointment
Does-
on Miller's
yeah.
face is
no, Miller,
the greatest thing.
you got to hear me out. They try to kick the. they're
No,
trying to kick
you
the
are,
can-
brother, you are off the perk. I don't want to hear you out. I
they're
want to move
trying to-
on. I want to hear about the Indianapolis Colts now.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Valente is
Jared.
gonna hate us when he sees this.
Oh, absolutely. That was
Don't
the point.
let Valente see it.
He's gonna know. He's gonna know.
At least it's Grayson's fault.
Oh, I was absolutely so excited when I saw this. I was like,
Also,
make the-
listen, them taking Rattler, or not Rattler, fucking Rattler would have been a
Penix.
better pick.
They
Them
would've.
taking Penix with Olu on the board.
well, they have
Jinkies.
Kamara. They can't do anything. Kamara's not gonna be able to go anywhere then.
He's a better
I
run
don't-
blocker than Penning.
I don't even. I don't.
That's
I
not
don't.
saying much.
No,
I
it's
don't even
not.
know
but
how to
it's
move
still
on.
I
a
am.
upgrade there.
So I'm looking at the Colts depth chart just to make sure I'm not forgetting.
Remember, Jarrett, speed, high RAS score.
Oh, I don't know RAS scores off the top of my head.
Here.
Um,
Here, check your phone. Check your phone. I got you. Hold on. Where's Jay Rice?
I just think that Mickey Loomis is just overcompensating. And
I have
saying-
an
I
idea.
think you're projecting.
I
That's
am
what I think you're
projecting.
doing.
I fucking hate the Saints.
I know what I just said about Penix, but if the Giants don't take, a
Oh my God,
quarterback,
no. Okay,
The
yeah,
Saints
no.
aren't.
Miller.
this
Well,
just I don't know. It's the same thought process. You're locked in with
Okay.
the quarterback. I don't care if he's old.
I mean, me and Miller are just gonna
You're
DM each other.
I just think
it just
that
doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
it might not happen, and that's perfectly fine. I just think that the fucking Saints are stupid. I say they cut their losses and just like, hey, we gotta go into the quarterback, and they might cut Carr and just eat the cap.
I mean, here's the thing though.
Eat everyone's
Sean
cap.
Payton was so dead set that Taysom Hill was Drew Brees' successor. I just don't see how they go out and draft another one without testing the free agent market. I
Then
think
Derek
that's what they're-
Carr. They don't. What?
Well, I know, but I think that's what they ride for a while until they
Yeah.
get a high enough draft pick. I just don't foresee it.
I think they just saw like Carr was ass and they overcompensate.
I can't
I
wait.
have no
till-
idea what y'all have been talking
Again.
about. Me and DM are just me and
Again,
Miller
I
are
think
zero
you're
idea.
projecting.
I think you're
Grayson.
picking Latu here
Oh,
at the
no,
Colts. but
yeah,
that's just
okay.
me.
Miller sold me. I'm not. Miller did not make this pick. I'm letting that be known. He just made a very good point that I didn't realize. So, the the cornerback who I like more personally may not fit the team the best. So instead of my boy, we are going to go also a very good player, not necessarily a negative, but Quinion Mitchell from Toledo.
Toledo in action.
I had the moment you
Holy
said corner.
Toledo.
I was like, yeah, he's not going Terrion. He's gonna go fucking I can't speak.
Words are hard.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Wait, what were
I
you
think
even going
maybe-
to? Can you like think and then say it? Because I'm curious what you were going to say.
When I heard corner and I heard Miller typing, I'm like, oh, he's gonna pick Mitchell. I was trying to say
Oh.
his first name, but I fucked it up. I'm not gonna try it again.
Quinion.
Thank you, Quinion.
It's not that hard.
I know. I'm brain dead.
We know.
That means Nicole is up for the Seahawks.
Yep.
New regime,
I
San
think-
Howell led.
Ooh, that was the wrong player. Glad I didn't hit that. Okay. I'd have to restart it. I don't think Seattle lets this guy drop out of their sight. He stays in Seattle. Troy Fotanu, thank you.
There you go.
They need not necessarily offensive tackle, but I think he's a guy who can move around the line. You just need someone to block for, I guess, Geno Smith, is what they're riding with, which is fine. But you keep the Washington guy in Washington. You keep him home. They're
I love that
not letting him
Olu
out of his
slid.
sight.
I love that Olu slid this far.
He really has. I didn't foresee him getting this far, but I still like Troy better.
I'm probably the main reason he made almost a 20.
To be
You
fair,
think?
I made a trade, so I haven't had as many picks, and the one team I had didn't really need an offensive tackle, so it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So this blood is not on my hands.
This blood is definitely on my hands. I'm okay with that. I love
Yeah,
to see the Saints.
the
The
torture.
Jags have like a corner on their roster, so I'm going to take my second, or he would be my third corner, but he would be my second in terms of fit for the Jaguars, and that's Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh,
They like to
Okay.
run a lot of cover one man, and McKinstry, in my eyes, is the best man corner in this class. So
where the hell is? Oh my God, he's way low.
they're
Mhm.
wrong. He's way too low.
I
Having him
say
below
way
Terrion
low. It's
Arnold-
not that low. It's just lower.
Having him below Terrion Arnold should be considered an act of that violates the Geneva Convention. I was going to say an act of
Yeah.
war crime, but that's not
I
how
am an
words work.
Arnold enjoyer. I'm not going to lie to you.
Wrong.
Which is fair.
What did the Bengals do?
I'm sure you've watched way more film than I have.
No, I'm just kidding.
I-
Arnold's fine. I've got a first rank grade on him. I think he's a fine corner. I just don't like him as much as everybody else.
Fair. I'm gonna trust everyone else's opinion because I honestly I don't see it, but this is around the area I'd see him going actually. But I don't know if I see him going over Jazan. But I'm gonna take him Byron Murphy the second for the Bengals. They need someone to eat up that area of the field.
That's
He
a
is
solid
way
one.
too low on this website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to be an asshole. Grayson said he doesn't know. I'm not going to be the asshole.
What?
Well, no,
Well,
No,
he
be
said
the
it.
asshole.
He said they need someone to eat up space, and that's not really what Murphy does.
That's Jazan, but they need someone who's better.
Does
Come on,
he
Yeah,
know?
no, Murphy's more of a gap shooter. He fits. I like the pick a lot. He fits
Okay.
really well with what the Bengals would need at defensive tackle because you've got Rankins and BJ Hill, who Rankins has some pass rushing chops, but he's more of just like a big run stuffing DT. Whereas Murphy, he's a good run defender as well, but he primarily excels as a pass rusher. So I think that's a really good pick for the Bengals. If he made it there to 18, I think that would be an awesome pick.
Mhm.
Like for the mock draft I just did, I had Murphy go way earlier and Johnny Newton go to the Bengals. So I could absolutely see them going DT.
I think whoever makes it there, they take either one.
Yeah, for sure. I can see it.
See, the sad part is I am up next with my second team, the Rams. But this is the second time in this mock draft where Grayson has picked who I was going to pick a pick before me, which disappoints me.
What did I pick beforehand? That's my question.
Jarett.
Joe, you picked Joe All.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jarett, you have the
I don't even-
opportunity to give the Rams a superstar defender that will not replace Aaron Donald, but fill some of the void in their hearts.
See, but I have another pick that I kind of like.
Are they going to
Okay.
run with Russ
Okay.
Yeast for another year?
I don't know. Okay, first
DB
I'm looking at
legend.
the Rams depth chart because while the Rams are my second team, I'm not as familiar with their roster as like the Bears. You know who the Rams starting left defensive end is?
Who?
I maybe, but it's DeJuan Johnson.
Desjuan Johnson.
Who is this man? I watched the
He
Rams.
was
I don't know who this man is.
UDFA last year, I think.
He's not real.
That is an
He does not
auto-generated
exist.
name.
He is not a real man. Oh god.
Oh no, he was Mr. Irrelevant last year. He wasn't UDFA. He was on the cusp.
Fun fact: former Bears draft pick Zach Thomas. I think he was the offensive lineman from.
Yeah.
Is it San Diego
Somewhere
State?
or another.
I know his brother went there. I don't know if they went to the same school off the top of my head, but he is their
Who's his
backup left
brother?
tackle. He's on the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, no, he went
Nicole.
to
I look at Nicole
You're right, San Diego
immediately.
I
State.
kind of zoned out. Who? Sorry.
Zachary Thomas's brother.
He plays for the Cardinals.
Cam
He's a
Thomas.
defensive end.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam. I could not think of his name.
Oh, I didn't know they were related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I zoned out.
I only know that
Yeah.
because I followed Zach Thomas on Instagram whenever
This
drafted
guy
him.
follows Zach Thomas on Instagram. Get him.
I don't think I follow him anymore, sadly. But he used to just like his story was just constantly Cam Thomas doing things because he never even played. So like he was just like, yeah, my brother's
living
cool.
vicariously through his
I
brother.
want Cam Thomas rant. I want him to be so much better than he is. I really do. I'm projecting it that he's better than he is. He's
Yeah,
fine. He's okay. Not much more. Oh, it's my pick, isn't it?
No, I'm still picking.
Oh,
for
you're
the
still
Rams.
He's trying to figure out-
I'm sorry, I'm taking a while.
No, I think you picked Zachary Thomas, unfortunately.
yes, I think he's their current player.
That's
You know
exactly
what?
right.
I think I'm gonna make I hopefully make Miller a very happy person. I'm gonna go with Latu here at 19.
Yeah.
I like this pick.
Can you say his first name?
All right,
for me,
I'm done.
Miller?
Liatu.
No, it's okay.
I think because given I completely whenever I said wait how do you say it Desjuan Johnson?
Desjuan.
Okay, I'm so bad at names, but when I saw going back to it, I'm like, yeah, that man is technically a starter on this roster. That defense has a ton of holes that they need to fix, which I think it makes a lot of sense. And then on their edge rushers is Michael Hoyt and Byron Young's pretty good, but they
Hoyt
definitely
was pretty
need.
solid too, but they can use the rotation.
I'm just
yeah.
not an enjoyer of his for no reason at all.
No,
And so Latu is the pick.
Yeah, no, Young and Hoyt are fine. Young actually had a pretty good rookie season, but as a whole, the two are fine. Latu gives them like the star power they need off the edge.
Also stays in LA too. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
University of California at Los Angeles, right? Is that how that goes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bruins.
the second best college football team from that area.
University of Southern California, is that where we're going with that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I said it in the worst way, most
The
drawn
bar's
out way
pretty
possible.
low.
But
my brain went to Stanford.
the school in which Taj Washington is coming from. I agree.
I am a certified Marshawn Lloyd enjoyer, so
So behind on running backs, but I love Taj.
I haven't
Taj
watched like
Washington.
any running backs except him because I was watching Caleb and I was like, hey, this guy seems pretty solid. So I watched like him specifically.
I've watched Braylon Allen, Dylan.
Hell yeah.
Is it Laube? I
I
think that's how
don't
you say
know.
his name.
He took a
The
30
Bears had a visit
Bears,
with him. Yeah. And who's the other one? Isaac Garendo, I think, is the other one I've watched.
from Louisville. That's
Yeah, because
Valente's guy.
Valente won't get off me about it. Which, by the way, Nicole, completely
And
off
I get
topic.
bad
I've been
clinics.
meaning to ask you because I watched him because the Bears had a top 30 visit. Was Jalen Harrell supposed to be good?
He probably should have had more minutes than he actually got this year. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about. I would say yes. To answer your question, yes.
Okay, interesting.
Can
He-
I ask who that
He
is?
finished last season, not this past season, the season before, a lot better than he finished
Okay.
the recent one. So like
Well-
the upside, it looked a lot higher coming into this season, and then it just kind of slowly staggered and went down.
Gotcha. Also, Jarett, to answer your question, he's an edge rusher from Michigan that the Bears invited to a top 30 visit, and I watched and I did not like very much.
I think he'd be a great
True.
like 6th-round pickup.
Yeah,
I think-
that's
we don't
exactly where I have him as a 6th rounder, as a DPR. Doesn't need a pass rusher because I don't like his run defense.
Yeah. Okay, with the Steelers,
Mhm.
there's two guys who I would arguably say I wouldn't have expected this far.
May I
One
make a suggestion in the name of chaos and also for Arizona State bias?
I'm
Michael
listening.
The Steelers should trade this pick to the Niners for Brandon Ayuk.
But I want Ayuk as a Cardinal.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know how you're gonna get him to.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah,
I don't
We
think
have
it's
a
gonna happen.
second. We have a second first-round pick. They want a first-round pick.
Yeah, but it's a division
but it's-
team. That's
do you
gonna
think
be-
they'd move him in division?
This is the MFML.
Okay,
We do not do
okay,
division
okay,
trades here.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. You trade him to the Steelers, and then the Steelers trade him to the Cardinals.
After he demands a trade after having to deal with
Yeah,
Russell
he's
Wilson
so
and Justin
pissed
Fields.
that Justin Fields is going to throw him the ball that he says, "No, I don't want to be here."
The old double
Yeah.
trade.
The old switcheroo.
The whole loop-de-loop.
Oh my god, the loop-de-loop and pole.
The loop-de-loop and pull. Yes. I had missed Fortnite these past few days. I played it all this morning. So I was out of town. I think the Steelers.
Do it, do it, do it.
No, I really
do
like it.
I don't want to influence everybody's picks. Don't let me sway
I like
you
it.
too hard.
I think if a guy like Olu, who I know you don't like or
No.
aren't super jazzed about,
Mhm.
but if a top lineman
Uh-huh.
drops this far, you have to take him.
And I will say, as much as I'm not as high on Olu as everybody else, if any team was going to teach him how to run block, it would be Pittsburgh, because their offensive line coach, I can't remember his name for the life of me, is absolutely fucking incredible. So that would be like a dream spot for Olu.
Yeah.
And
I-
he's protecting Justin Fields to throw to only George Pickens and George Pickens only, because that's the only person they have.
They have Muth.
Yeah. But they have a better backup tight end.
Who else is on their roster?
Darnell Washington.
Well, I know him.
Yeah,
obviously,
actually,
uh,
Darnell Washington's not even their best backup tight end, buddy. Respect Connor Hayward.
Connor Hayward, pretty
Connor
good.
Hayward
Son of-
also plays fullback.
I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
both.
exactly. Respect the son of the late great Ironhead Hayward, former NFL fullback, also of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wait,
To
Justin,
answer your
wait,
question, they have Pickens, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, Quez Watkins, Marquez Callaway, Denzel Mims, Des Fitzpatrick, Deuce Watts, and Kylan Harris.
So it's
Sure.
Pickens and ass.
And Denzel Mims,
Respect-
he never got a real
respect
shot.
Deuce Watts, buddy.
Yeah, Mims was drafted by Denver originally, right?
No,
That's
he was
Marvin
the
Mims.
Jets.
Denzel was the Jets. Yeah,
He was
Okay,
a
who the-
second round
Yeah,
pick.
second
I
round
think.
pick.
He literally.
Yeah.
I don't want to be those people. He never got a chance because you can prove it in practice, but he literally he didn't really ever get playtime.
And I think he went
He-
to the Browns and then he got released. So
I'm thinking of
Uh,
some.
I don't
think
even
so.
know if he got traded. I think he got.
He got
I-
traded for
And
sure.
I think I traded for
Um,
like a sixth or something like that.
Well, I know
Also-
Elijah Moore also got traded from the Jets to the Browns.
Yeah,
but-
no. Mims
think it's part of
and
that trade.
Moore... Hold on, did he get traded? Yeah, so he was traded to Detroit for a conditional
Mm.
seventh. Or, sorry, him and a conditional seventh were traded for a conditional sixth. Then he got cut
So nothing
the
happened.
next month, and then Pittsburgh picked him up.
Mm. So we're picking
Um,
Olo here, Nicole?
Yes,
Okay, just want to double
Yep.
check so I don't accidentally click someone.
they need offensive linemen. They just need bodies on the offensive line. And
All right, Miller.
if he drops you take him.
So Miller has the Miami
Please
Dolphins.
don't do my Dolphins like this, my guy.
Let's see. they need
there's a very-
quarterback.
Obvious need of another wide receiver with a fast 40 time. Who
Xavier
happens to
Worthy
go to
area.
I like
Texas.
the way you think.
If speed doesn't work the first time, then you get 2 speeds. If that doesn't work, you get 3 speeds.
Yes.
No one's gonna catch him. You just on Madden, you just throw Hail Marys every time. One of them's gonna
That's
be
how
open.
I won so many games as a Dolphins. that
Holy
one year.
God! If they drafted him, they would have 399 speed receivers, and no one could play as the Dolphins.
And then
True,
they
we'd
have,
have to ban the Dolphins from the league.
'Cause I would still
Nicole would
lose.
be the only one. But then Greg Dortch wouldn't be able to play.
No, I would be the
Okay, I would
Cardinals and
trade
start
one of
with
them.
Dortch.
I would trade one of them.
Fair.
Tyreek,
No, what
I
I'm
think
going to
he's
do
cool.
here is I'm going to think along the lines of what Mike McDaniel needs, and that's a center.
Mhm.
I know centers normally you don't want to take them this high, but Mike McDaniel's offense is very center oriented. You got to have a guy that can get upfield and zone block effectively, that can get out and block on screens. If you watched last year what he was doing with Connor Williams, he had that boy all over the field. So I'm going to give them Jackson Powers Johnson.
That's who I was gonna.
This
go
was
with.
the moment in the draft where I
Sounds
wanted to point out. He went to Oregon. You know what other offensive lineman went to Oregon?
Kyle
Long.
fucking Long, baby.
I
Hell
knew this was gonna be
yeah.
a weird episode to fit him in, but it had to happen.
It had to happen.
work.
My goat.
So, Eagles, they definitely needed some center help, and the only good center that you could take in the first round is gone now. And
Is
honestly,
the only center worth a first round pick gone?
I disagree
Coming from a
with that.
North Carolina fan?
I disagree with that.
are you talking about Graham Barton, my guy?
Yes.
He's absolutely worth a first round.
I have not. I have not watched him. Only center I've watched is JPJ because our friend Jackson Powers.
So the only center that's good is the only center I've watched. All the other centers are bad and not worth my
Nothing
time.
can beat that logic, Miller.
I think they take the guy from Iowa and they take Cooper DeJean right here.
Okay, I actually like that more.
I actually
I
really
think
like that pick. Grayson's best pick of the day. Round of applause.
rare Grayson
Not my
understanding
Byron
ball.
Murphy in Cincinnati. Wow.
No, because you stole him before my pick with the Rams.
That's
And also,
fair,
you
that's
didn't know what he did.
No, I did. I think
Faced here
it's
by
been a
Murphy.
long day. I think I just mixed
Uh-huh.
ninjas on.
Anyways, Chargers time.
This would be
Time to take another
yeah.
receiver. No, I'm not going to do that. God, what the
JC
fuck?
Latham is gonna look really good in that powder blue.
What don't the Chargers need?
Quarterback.
Correct.
Take Spencer Rattler right here.
No.
Jim would never.
So right now,
They
their
need
wide
another wide receiver,
receiver
probably.
room would be Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnston, Darius Davis, and Adonai Mitchell.
Yes.
I could choose chaos and go with another receiver, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play this smart. And you know what?
Blake Corum.
Hold on.
I'd buy that jersey so fast, man. Draft
I would-
night, literally.
I wouldn't doubt it if he was like picked in like the round 3 and the Chargers pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
Would not doubt it because they have Gus Edwards right now, right? That's it.
Miller
Jim-
seems
They have
excited.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
J.K.
it-
Dobbins supporter.
Wait,
Okay.
did both Ravens running backs go to
Yes.
LA?
Yeah,
That's
Dobbins
wild.
Ironically, even though J.K. Dobbins openly was like, I hate Greg
That's
Roman,
to say it's 'cause
he
of Greg
followed Greg Roman.
Roman.
No one can escape Greg Roman.
However, I just want to throw out there, if anyone's interested, I want to trade back with the Chargers, if at all possible. I know there are some
Let me
teams
look.
that could use receiver help,
I'm trying
that
to
might
make-
want to
I'm trying
jump up.
remember what team I have.
specifically a team that may or may not employ the boyfriend of the world's biggest pop star.
I was gonna say. I'm thinking about it.
Oh wait, no, they're in the same division. They wouldn't do that. Oh,
See, I
that's
also speaking
unfortunate.
of that team, I wanted to point out.
However, who's picking at 30? Grayson.
Yeah.
How would you like some brotherly trading?
I gotta make sure. I gotta know what the Ravens need.
Receiver and tackle would be
While
two
y'all
of their
figure that
bigger
out,
needs.
hey,
Okay, I
Nicole.
thought you were talking about the Bills at first because I think they need a receiver.
That
but-
would also work.
But
Wait,
in
ooh,
other
oh,
mock
that
drafts,
tackle.
I have him falling. This
Wait,
like
who were we?
I
Were we
don't.
not talking about the Bills?
Yeah, I thought
I
we
was-
were, man.
I
wait,
was
what did-
talking about the Chiefs.
Jarett and I were talking about the
I
Bills.
just know you, so I just
How
assumed you
ironic
know-
is it that I brought up a pop star and you both went Haley and I was thinking Taylor. That's funny.
Obviously,
I was gonna
one's
point
bigger
out-
than the other, but
Yeah.
Nicole has the
See,
Bills and I have
listen,
the Cardinals to pick
listen.
ahead, so we should just switch. Just for that
Haley
pick.
Haley could write the Tortured Poets Society or department, whatever its department.
Yeah.
Swifties, don't kill me, please. I know.
Well,
Well, Olivia Rodrigo
I got
literally
it.
did write part of it.
Okay, I got confused for a
podcast's
second
getting
because Dead
canceled.
Poet Society and the one music video in Fortnite, the Dead Poet Society people are in it. Okay, I'm sorry, I got confused for a second. But anyways, I was trying to say Haley could write Tortured Poets Department. Taylor could not write Hell Nose and Headphones, and I stand by that.
Not even her best song, my guy.
I don't care. It's the first one that came to mind.
Coast is so much better.
Coast. I love Coast. I love Anderson .Paak.
Coast is fucking amazing.
I don't think that's her best song. Yeah,
I think
Anderson
it
.Paak's
is.
awesome. Oh, God, what would I call her best song? I'd have to think on that one.
This is becoming Haley Stanford podcast. There we go.
Yeah, no, it can't, because I'll go on a tangent.
I like Wrong Direction. Wrong Direction's really good too.
Wrong Direction's awesome. I like Hell Nose and Headphones more.
Me
than
and Miller
Wrong
the only ones to
Direction,
listen to Haley.
Okay, so does anyone want to trade up here?
Because
Because I have a pipe dream I'm trying to bring into reality.
I think the Ravens would move up to get a tackle.
Okay.
Need one.
I'll do that.
So,
I have this is purely on a pipe dream that I know will make Nicole happy, if nothing else.
Oh yes, I'm excited. Oh, I think okay. I think I know. Yeah, there's a couple routes you could take.
wrong side.
There's a couple things I could see with that. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so wait, the Ravens are trading up to 23.
Yes.
Oh
Correct.
yeah, I got to do that.
The train
Yeah.
30. Just swap.
I
it.
hate you all.
And I
for
can
making
see
me
this.
do-
You're trying to
Ravens,
jump up to get a tackle, and you have the
Chargers.
Packers at 25, who could very easily go tackle. You have the Cowboys at 24.
I don't
who
think the
could go
Packers take tackle. I think they like their tackles
Why would they like their tackles when they just lost David Bakhtiari?
because the guy behind him is good.
Who?
Yes, you're asking me to know the Packers fucking depth chart. That's fucking great.
I mean, if you think he's so good, you should know.
There's Zach Thomas. I know is fucking great.
Zach Tom is their right tackle.
Oh, and Rasheed Walker.
Yes.
He's
Is
question.
Rasheed Walker keeping you from drafting an offensive tackle?
I mean,
J.C. Latham's on the board. Would Rasheed Walker
Yeah.
keep you from drafting J.C. Latham?
yes. Because J.C. Latham's now a Raven.
Okay. This I can accept.
All right. Yeah, we'll go.
Also,
with
that is the perfect Ravens pick. He fits what they need.
That's
so
why I wanted
bad.
to move up. I'm like, J.C. Latham's probably gonna be gone.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck with fucking Amarius Mims. All people.
Respect the football player equivalent of a Rorschach test.
Or you would take Tyler Guyton, which is decent. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying J.C. Latham's just that much better.
Sure. Anyways, 24.
that.
Nicole.
Nicole with the Cowboys. That's
Yeah, what do the
Cowboys,
Cowboys
colors.
do?
Good enough.
Sorry, I
Don't
just looked
compare
at-
Rex
Can-
to
can-
the Cowboys.
Wait, can you
Don't
not?
do
Can you
that.
not talk in the helmet? Make the pick in the helmet.
Okay.
They take the most overrated
Okay.
wide receiver ever. I don't know who that is.
Can you see? Oh, I,
Yeah,
I didn't. I didn't think this through.
No, I'll do it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell
They took
yeah.
a running back here.
Okay. This
Real.
looks so funny.
They take Brendan Rice here.
See, a part of me wants to take Johnny Newton here for Dallas. I can't even take myself seriously, but that's not like their biggest need.
They have
But I
Mozzie.
think he's a really good fit.
Completely different types of tackles, Grayson.
Are they just both space eaters?
No, Mozzie's not, or not Mozzie. Johnny's not a space eater. Johnny is also pretty undersized.
He can honestly play. I mean, this is kind of a stretch. He's weirdly, like, surprisingly athletic. Like, there's some snaps where he's literally on the edge and he like
I was gonna
bends
say,
around the
yeah.
edge. It's pretty insane to watch for some like for his size. He's much bigger than most defensive ends, but he's got the athleticism.
Yeah, and they just lost Osa Odigizua, who was a
I-
very similar player.
I do have a
Where did
question.
he go? I didn't know they lost. I thought he was still there.
Like 95% sure he's one of the ones that went to Washington with Dan Quinn.
I
No,
I
he's
think you're
not.
right.
I'm sorry.
He's a
I was
Steeler?
thinking of who was I thinking of?
Oh, I know who you're thinking of. Doris Armstrong.
Yes, I was thinking of Armstrong.
I know
That's it.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost Armstrong and Fowler to Washington.
Nicole, I don't want to hijack your pick with my influence here, but who the fuck is blocking for Dak Prescott?
Well, okay, see, I was getting to that.
Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele, and also Hunter Lipke, you fucking dolt.
Yeah, but there's one piece of that line that's missing.
See,
I'm gonna
I'm
put
just
you
gonna-
on a line that's missing.
I'm a really big Jesus. I'm a really big fan of Johnny Newton's game, but I think in this scenario, if Baltimore trades up and gets a tackle, I think Jerry Jones is like, oh my God, we better do the same thing. And they need it, and they don't want to lose out on any of them. Amarius Mims, Georgia.
Okay.
I respect it.
She was really locked in for that pick. Had the rangefinder and everything.
Yeah, I had to look at the.
Wait, who's picking for the? Oh, is Miller picking for the Packers?
Yeah.
He is.
Make the worst pick
I'll-
ever.
I'll
Worse than Michael
be-
Penix. Give them
No.
give
It is
them Michael
warm.
Pratt. Give them Michael Pratt.
No, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna be non-biased.
Ooh.
He's gonna get a
Who's-
quarterback that isn't better than
No.
Michael Pratt.
They
Wait,
take
thumbs
Cam
up
Little
to
right
chip
now.
down. Yeah.
Yay.
So you have Jordan Love, and he has no protection. So who better to block for Jordan than another Jordan with Jordan Morgan?
That's a good pick.
And I think soundproof logic, personally, or foolproof logic, very sound logic. Words are difficult.
That's true.
Well,
So we got the Buccaneers at 26 with Grayson.
more
that'd
like
be
the
me.
Duccaneers.
Oh!
I think if Jared Verse falls this far, you have to take him. I mean, he's kind of just sitting there. And he's really good. I mean, he's a potential top 10 pick. Would I take him there? Probably not. I'd probably take him more towards 15. But he's just sitting here, and you need an edge because Shaquille Barrett's no longer on your team. And who else is coming off the edge? No one. So, Jared
Doing
Verse
what?
coming off the edge. What did I say?
No, you said it, but just say it really slow this time and really think about it.
I understand what I said, but
When you do that, you're not supposed to do that.
Jesus Christ.
This is where we get into
Nicole
the
is
chaos.
surrounded by
So-
15-year-olds.
So Jared Verse, yes, is the pick.
Jared Verse is a Buccaneer.
you say it like Spider Verse.
Into the Jared verse. Let's go.
Jared Verse is edging in Tampa Bay.
He's what?
What? Okay, you did it on purpose. you
Oh, I
dirty
did. I
boy.
absolutely did. yes.
I can't with this guy.
On a side note, I think Grayson's actually kind of like it was chaos at the beginning, but I think he's done pretty well his last two picks. Like,
Hey,
He was
Michael
doing
Pe-
great until he started edging Jared verse.
Okay, Michael Penix.
Someone
is
cut
pure
this out.
spite.
No,
it's
now
absolutely-
you can't.
Michael Penix is a pure spite pick. I think Jaden Daniels legitimately goes to Washington because they just want flash instead of actual decent play.
Yes, but he's ass at football, and this is supposed to be what you would do, not predictions.
And I'm
Yeah.
predicting
And you
that
would
he's
edge
ass at
Jared
football.
Verse.
And I'm
Remember
predicting that
that.
he's ass at football in Washington.
I just said not predicting, and you said I'm
Yeah.
predicting.
Yeah.
Stop
because I-
fighting the
I-
power.
How about
I
you
am
predict
predicting-
some bitches?
Hey, Nicole, you can pick for the Cardinals, and I'll pick for the Bills. Just FYI.
You sure?
Yes, because it's your team.
Okay, can I still do the Chiefs?
Yeah, no, like just literally just
Okay.
put these
What?
two teams, and nothing else changes.
Okay, word, because I don't have a Niners jersey and I have a Chiefs one, so that's the
I
only
look
reason.
at my Niners jersey.
Send it to her right now. We gotta
What
delay the
Niners
podcast.
jersey do you have?
I have
Jalen
a
Waddle.
fuck up. I have a fuck up of Jalen Waddle on a Niners jersey.
Which fucking rock.
Why?
Why? Because I ordered a Fred Warner and I ordered an away Dolphins, and somehow they got mixed up, and they gave me an away Jalen Waddle.
This is what happens when you order jerseys from South Korea.
True.
China.
Either or.
China.
China.
All right,
China.
Nicole. So,
All right.
Cardinals.
Cardinals need secondary help. This guy should arguably not be on the board still, but there's another guy at the same position I would argue also shouldn't be on the board still. And I really like both. And I don't know which one I'd rather have. One is obviously rated higher, which it's Terrion Arnold or Nate Wiggins.
Let's just say you gotta go corner here, right?
Yeah.
Who's your DT in Arizona though?
Well, this is a
They
fair
just
point.
spent
I
a
only have
fuck
that.
ton of money on DTs, on
Yeah.
Justin Jones and Bilal Nichols.
They're old.
Do
Former
you really
Bears.
trust them to be the anchor of that defense?
Well,
They're
they have
better
money
than what
there.
we had.
I was gonna say you probably don't, but you're paying them each like $20 million a year total
that's
for the
stupid
next
because-
3 years.
That's dumb.
I don't know if
Yes,
you
it's
remember the
very
Cardinals
dumb, but
game
it's what
against
they
the Bears
did.
last year. Their defensive line was literally the most ass thing I've ever seen. So it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love Johnny Newton here. It doesn't make sense after you're paying the other guys. I'm a big fan of Nate Wiggins' game. I actually think the better fit for him is Philly. I think he would fit really well in Philly. Terrion Arnold shouldn't have dropped this far. Someone took Kool-Aid McKinstry. I would have rather had him too. Give me Terrion Arnold, Arizona Cardinals.
Nate Wiggins
Wait.
does sound like a Philadelphia Eagle, though.
He's
For
got
some
that
reason he
Philly
does.
swagger.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a very obvious pick for the Bills.
Xavier Worthy.
Okay, no, but that was what I was gonna say. My fuck it, we balls. I really want to pick Xavier Worthy.
Just speed, baby, speed.
They need a receiver like desperately.
badly.
Yeah,
You got
but I feel like
BTJ, you got Worthy, you got
BTJ
Coleman.
would make more sense in this pick.
BTJ is who I would have taken. That's why I didn't trade up.
But speed and okay, and also I don't want to downplay Worthy. I don't think he's just speed. He's not like a John Ross.
He's a surprisingly nuanced burner.
I can imagine going top 10 though because of his speed. That's
Okay,
not
no,
happening.
that's too far.
Someone's gonna do it. Some stupid GM's gonna do it.
I don't think so.
Top
They're
20.
the
maybe.
Raiders. The Raiders are gonna do it.
Brian Thomas just makes so much sense. Like I could literally
Doesn't
see it
he?
happen,
Mhm.
but I want to fuck it we ball because I want more enjoyment.
Vlad McConkey.
Hold on. One
Malachi
second.
Corley is perfect
Xavier
here.
Leggett.
The wide receiver 2 and wide receiver Malachi
Wait. White boy Ricky Pearsall.
Okay,
Unreal.
so the pick is in. Raven is back for like 5 minutes, and she decided that Xavier Worthy is the pick.
He is worthy of the
Okay.
selection, I fear.
The Texas
You got
boy.
involved with the podcast. Congrats.
Hi,
Tell Raven I said hi. Don't tell her
Everyone
Grayson
Hello.
did. Grayson
Except
did
for
say hi.
Grayson. Grayson didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She said asshole.
Yeah. We did it.
That's the
We
first one
did
to
it.
say hi.
I also
you
say
did.
hi.
I said for everyone except Grayson,
Okay.
so we got everything covered.
Who has Detroit?
I
Miller?
do.
Miller got the entire NFC North,
Except for the Vikings. You had the Vikings.
which you would have had them both
Yes.
if I didn't trade up. You would have literally had the NFC
Yeah.
North. I ruined everything.
How did that happen?
So
Look at the draw.
ooh, how do I do this?
You click the button.
That's a good point. That is how this is work. I'm gonna take Ennis Rakestraw. They need a physical, mean, aggressive corner, and I think he is easily better than what they have now. So I'm with it.
Okay,
Oh, and then I've got
yes,
the
not on
Chargers
this
at 30.
website. Oh, there he is. Holy
Yeah, he
God,
is.
they have him low.
Yeah, they have him really low.
They're
I like that's where they
low.
have him.
I like TJ Tampa, but I don't think he can go to Tampa.
No, it makes the most sense.
Well, good thing I wasn't picking for Tampa.
Well, I paid for Tampa, and they paid the
Oh,
guy
I
they
see
needed.
what you mean. Okay.
All right, then we
But
have
TJ Tampa
the-
should go to Tampa.
All right, this is me with my pipe dream pick. Nicole, I'm curious. What do you think this is?
Well, you had mentioned another wide receiver, and well, I don't. It would kind of ruin my plans a little bit. I could see Roman Wilson, but I know Jim. I know Jim Harbaugh. I know what he wants. He wants the trenches. That's what he wants. So I could also see offensive line. Any of the guys from the Michigan offensive line. Literally any of them.
I'm going to go a totally different direction.
What? Wait,
Andrew
wait.
Phillips.
where are we?
It's Andrew.
Oh, sorry, I'm lost.
Is it Andrew?
Yes.
It's
We're
spelled
at pick
so weird.
30.
Oh wait, isn't this Grayson's pick?
No,
No,
I think
it's mine
I
because we
swapped.
traded.
I just
Grayson was
picked up
picking for the Ravens. I traded up with or traded back with the Chargers.
JC
Oh, I saw Chargers and I my brain thought it was the Viking. Okay, that's my bad. Yeah,
No.
no, never mind. I'm done.
Yeah. So positional value isn't real. So I'm going to take Junior Colson out of Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
who
you mentioned
is
earlier. Yeah.
no, I love Junior Colson. He is by far and away the top linebacker for me this year. I think he's worth taking in the first round. He's just you don't see a lot of complete Mike linebackers anymore. And I will say he does err on the side of being more of a run defender, but he's more than capable in coverage, and he's also just a very hardball player. So I think in real life he'll go in the second round to the Chargers, but if they traded up or if they traded back and landed him at the end of the first, I think that would be a big get for them.
I am surprised.
What's the over under on Michigan players drafted to Chargers?
It's going to be like
All
a
of them.
3.
Yeah.
Literally,
I
no.
actually-
The over under is all of them. It's either all of them or not, and I think it's all of them.
I think
See-
it's really surprising the Chargers didn't come out with the tackle to opposite of Slater.
They got
Not
Trey
one.
Pipkins. He's fine. Plus, it's a
Do we-
deep tackle class.
I guess. I think
Do
he
we
guided in
just
the second
go
round.
pure chaos here at the end? Because I feel like I want to do pure chaos. Speaking of, position value not being existent, so the 49ers are good at this position, but said player getting a little up there in age, Mr. George Kittle. There is another tight end. I don't think he should go this high, but very big fan of his. You let him develop behind Kittle. Okay, Grayson, you don't know who I'm talking about? You look confused.
I know who you're taking. I'm just thinking
I'm saying maybe.
Tyler
I'm-
Gottinson right there.
I don't give a shit. All right, he's not a tight end. He's not a real football player.
He can be if you try hard enough.
I'm really tempted just for the fuck it we ball.
We don't
the
ball that
content.
hard.
Yeah, we could have gone way more off the rails.
Yeah, we don't
You're
quite
right.
ball that hard.
You're right. The Bears are going to trade our entire roster for the next pick so that we can draft him. Even Caleb Williams. We're trading our entire draft. Hold on. Let me pull up the old
Tanner
depth chart.
McLaren. Yep, words.
What?
That was not English. That was
Tanner
just,
McLennan.
Goodness gracious.
Arizona
Who are you
tight
lo-
end. Arizona tight end. 189 in the sport.
You mean Tanner McLaughlin
Is it Lachlan? It's close enough.
or
McLennan.
Laughlin? I think it's Laughlin. Is how you pronounce that.
McLaughlin. That's a get a better name.
Better-
Ironic Grayson last name.
Bro's trying to
I do know your
Insert
last name,
name.
but I don't want to say it. I
say,
don't-
bro.
I'm gonna be
trying to
honest.
dox me.
I don't like. I've been told Grayson's last name 100 times. I don't remember what it is.
I just remember because
Um,
it sounds like Mike Gesicki.
Kind of.
We've been
Because I call him Grayson Gesicki all the time.
Okay. See, so my realistic options, again, not necessarily a need, but you could just do for like a best player available type thing. Johnny Newton is there. Graham Barton is also a good pick. Is right there.
Their offensive
think-
line is doo-doo ass water.
Rook Aurora is there? I fucked that up.
It's
I
not
know.
how you say his name at all. It's Rook
wait.
Ororo.
Did you not watch Miller Football's
I
video?
did, but it doesn't mean I can pronounce it.
Ororo?
It's Ororo.
Ruh-roh.
I will remember that till I die. I'm
It's
buying
like-
his
listen,
jersey day one.
It's so funny. I was watching him because to learn how to pronounce it, when it comes to players like that, I always try to listen to them say their name.
Yeah.
And during the combine, someone asked him, like, how do you say your name? He's like, it's like the boat. It's row, row, row.
your boat.
Yeah. Rook Ororo.
On a side note, because this the 49ers pick is way less important than a row, so we're just gonna go with
True.
Graham Barton to continue talking about a row.
I love Rook Ororo.
That's your pick?
Yeah, it makes the most sense. I feel like our draft isn't chaotic enough for me to go with my boy, so we're just gonna.
Hey, I think I had the most chaotic pick of
I'll
them
just be
all.
sad about it.
You're
Yours
right, it
wasn't even chaotic.
chaotic.
Yours was just like I hate Valente, and I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
I don't hate Valente.
Fuck
I hate
Valente
the
in
organization.
particular.
boring for him. He's gonna
When
like,
he's-
oh, I can't wait to watch BDB's video and see who the Saints draft, and it's Grayson, and he's like, Michael Penix, ruin his day.
When the Saints decide to stop being the fucking bulls of the NFL, they can get my respect. Blow it up. No one cares about your fucking.
I think everyone agrees. I think Saints fans agree they need to blow it up. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think we need to blow
They're
Grayson
quite
up.
funny.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were to stop
No, no one's going to do that to you. You're too busy edging Jarett verse.
Jesus.
Horny as.
Bonk.
All right, Nicole with the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm gonna do the Homer thing. Yes, there are better players on the board, but I have seen him mocked here. It's a possibility. It's a need. Tory Taylor. No, I'm just kidding.
Ball drop. I'd be
Let's
pissed
go,
if he did that. I
replace
can't get Ben
Matarizo.
Simmons.
Roman Wilson, wide receiver, Michigan.
Okay.
I understand Brian Thomas Jr. is still there.
I think I should
Yeah,
have
we
went
just
with
did a
Ben.
mock where BTJ didn't get picked in the first round.
That's pretty wild. That is
Well,
that is our chaos.
Maybe if Michael fucking Penix wasn't here.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like that laugh.
that was something.
deeply unsettling.
Nicole,
Good.
where is Roman Wilson on here? I don't think he exists.
He's a wide receiver.
He's a wide
Oh, there he
receiver.
is.
He's lower on
Well,
the board.
I didn't do it by position. I just scrolled down. He's at
Oh.
Well, that's
60.
why you're.
He's rated lower than my boy. This is bullshit. I demand a redraft. We're redoing the video again.
I want to eat my dinner, man.
No, we're starving. We're doing this all night.
Jesus, please no.
I'm drafting only tight ends with every pick.
Valid. That's kind of valid.
Can we just do like a special teamers one? Tory Taylor, #1 overall.
That
Barely.
one Alabama kicker that someone suggested
Little.
to Miller on Twitter, and I don't remember
Reichard,
his
I
name.
think. Will Reichard.
Something.
Oh,
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roman Wilson, obviously a homer pick, but I have seen it in some people's mocks, like on the NFL Network bottom line. I've seen it. It's a possibility.
Was it Rich Eisen, who happens to be a Michigan fan?
Actually, it wasn't. It was like Lance or DJ or one of them. I think it was like Lance Zerline or whatever. But they need a receiver. I'm going to play it as Brian Thompson Jr. isn't available. And I'm also just going to be a straight up homer because I love Roman Wilson.
That's
You're
And
gonna
I'd love
act like he's
to
not
get him.
available, but he was right there. He
Don't
was
care.
chilling. He's
Don't-
crying
He's
himself
available,
to
but is he
sleep.
emotionally available?
He's
That's
crying
a
himself
great
to sleep
question.
for not being a first
See,
round pick.
the thing you guys aren't considering is Brian Thomas Jr. is not a tortured poet. Therefore, he cannot be a
Right.
Kansas City Chief.
I have
He's not-
Taylor's boyfriend's jersey. So
Well, to be fair, the Chiefs' last draft definitely passed over better talent to just kind of pick a dude.
Mm-hmm. Felix,
I mean, GMs do it all the
Oh
time.
my god!
They-
I
they-
hate
Felix
will
and Adike Uzama.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna butcher that. I'm glad you said
Yeah.
it.
They draft for need and fit more so than like best player available all the time. In fact, that's what they do most of the time.
Yeah.
So I think it's more than likely Brian Thompson Jr., Chop Robinson. These are guys I don't think should drop out of the first round at
Mhm.
all. I love Chop Robinson, but it's not impossible, and especially considering how many receivers there are.
Yeah.
Like Roman Wilson going over BTJ is very possible.
Mhm.
And also go blue.
Me and Nicole, like our last picks were just homer wide receiver picks. She went
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Michigan guy, I went with the UT guy, and that's just all it is.
I think the most surprising thing in this draft is Malik Neighbors making it to 10.
Or
Yeah.
Olu slating to what, 20?
Yeah, 20 to the
Yeah.
Steelers. That's also crazy too. Those two, I think, are the most crazy things to happen here.
Yeah.
I think Michael Penix to the Saints is very possible though.
I don't. Maybe in the second.
No one
round.
Miller
agrees.
gave up on me.
Grayson, you
Hey.
seem like the type of guy to scream a racial slur at a Kmart.
Why Kmart though?
Do Kmart even exist still?
Tell me
I like
you
how
don't
he
see
didn't
it.
deny the racial slur
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Yeah.
At a
Kmart?
Kmart,
Yeah.
those don't even
Yeah,
exist.
no, I only say racial slurs at Costco.
No, Costco's too good.
We're Costco guys. We're
Again, he's not
racist.
denying it. He's just mad about the grocery store decision.
My question is, why is Miller coming up with these specifically?
Because I know you.
You know me that I would go to Kmart. I don't even know if there's a Kmart within 200 miles from me.
That's why you go out. You take trips. You get on the plane to go say racial slurs at Kmart's across the country.
You guys have anything else to say about our wonderful mock draft?
If we want to keep it to mock draft, no. But if we don't, the Bears plan for a new stadium. Someone released it. Who is this guy? Reporter at a little village. $4.6 billion price tag. About half of it coming from taxpayers, allegedly, according to.
Let's
Don't
go!
live in Illinois.
So I'm moving to Milwaukee.
Why
I don't
love
think
Milwaukee?
it's there
not
anymore.
Illinois.
'Cause I like Milwaukee. I've been to Milwaukee plenty of times, so
Milwaukee's
they're-
cool,
they have
No.
cheap apartments.
No, it's
but
too
this
close to
could get
Packers.
interesting with the Bears.
Most definitely. Are they going to be on like the lakefront still, or are they going to be in Arlington? That's the question.
Oh yeah, no, they'll be on the lakefront still.
Oh, that
Lame.
park is still horrible. Then
I don't even know why I'm
It's
complaining about the
impossible to
parking.
get to.
I just stay at a hotel and Uber. So
just take the L.
Like
the
actually,
train
just-
or like take
The train. The
No,
train.
like
Okay.
that's why I said
Oh
actually.
my god. Did
What
you
are we-
guys
oh
see
my
what
God.
Tom Pelissero said
No.
a couple hours ago? So you know the whole thing we talked about Caleb and Rome with the plane and whatnot?
Mhm.
We tweeted, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze didn't just take the same flight to Detroit for the draft. I'm told Odunze recently caught balls from Williams, who was also throwing with Bears wide receivers Keenan Allen and DJ Moore at the time.
they're spoiling it. Someone's gonna take him ahead of us for that reason.
Guys, they have the script. They
We
gave
have
it
the
to
script,
Caleb. They told Caleb they were going to draft him number 1 overall and handed him the script.
That's fair.
So
I love that.
So every episode we bring up 2 things. By the way, Kyle Long is one of them. Do we all remember what the other one is?
Is it the guy
No.
that's no longer with our team and is now a Viking?
Well, no, not that one.
Okay.
So as of tomorrow, my then wife would be Ray Rice, and I have to stay away from elevators from now on.
Let's
dumb.
go. Speaking of which, how is she handling Mooney being gone?
Hey, how are you handling Mooney being gone? You want to come make a word? Come on.
Make
Come on.
Would you like
Talk
to
about
come
Mooney.
provide a statement?
Just say just a short sentence. Add
Just
to
a
the
quick
episode.
statement.
I
Just a
wanna
quick
cry
statement so we
every
have a quote.
You have to lean in. I
press
don't know if you
needs
can
to
hear me.
know.
I look gross.
Okay. Just say it louder then.
I want to cry every day.
I don't know
Fair,
if y'all
me
heard
too.
that. But yeah, that's her thoughts on Mooney.
I was gonna wear my Mooney jersey. That I figured it'd be not good for a draft video.
Tell her
I
that
don't know.
Keenan
Mooney was a
Allen is
draft
better.
steal.
Yeah, but
Keenan
like
Allen still hasn't picked a number.
Well, we know why.
DJ Moore.
No, we don't. We totally don't. Bro, he's gonna pick
Right.
21 like he did in college, and I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Based as no, they got to give 21 to Tyler Scott. He'll look cool in it.
Tyler Scott already chose his number though.
He has
Tyler
13.
Scott is the
Oh no,
he's-
he's 10
no,
now, isn't
he's
he?
the new
10.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
That's right. They gave Tyler Scott 10. Keenan's gonna wear like 15 or some shit.
Also gross.
No, what numbers do we have
This
available?
is episode 13, and number 13 is coming to Chicago tomorrow. So
Yeah, number 13. Who's another prospect wearing 13?
Your
Dan
mom-
Marino.
I said prospect. That doesn't count. Why would Dan Marino be coming to Chicago?
Yeah, we
I
got
don't-
15,
Because-
18, 19.
He shows we got a.
We're
got
drafting
a ring.
Latu if he decided that he wore 13 in college instead of 15 for some reason.
Honestly, 15 on edge rusher looks good. I'm
No,
not
it
gonna
doesn't. Please leave.
I
You're
think
banned.
it does.
No,
For
I think it-
Latu, it looks cold. Latu
looks
pulls
good.
it
Okay.
off.
Turner does too.
College is different. In the NFL, no, you don't catch an edge rusher wearing 15. Or
I think it depends
Jalen-
upon the
respect
jerseys.
Jalen Phillips.
don't like it. Don't care. Don't like it.
I think it depends upon the font of the numbers. Like if it was
Also, by
like,
technicality, he wouldn't be able to wear it for us because he'd be a defensive end, not a linebacker.
but like I don't think the Falcons could have an edge rusher with 15. But like I think the Bears could.
Why are you so obsessed with 15, Grayson?
Well, because we're on number 15. I do whatever. It don't matter. It don't matter.
You're saying age doesn't matter?
Oh my god.
Whoa!
I'm gonna go back to edging Jerry verse instead.
All right, guys. Wrap it
Cut
up.
it
I'm done.
before
Wrap
verse.
it
Just cut
up.
it before verse.
Come again?
New
Do
meme
what?
material right there.
New movie.
Someone just cut that picture of Nicole just zoomed in with the helmet.
I'm
And just
going
add
to.
what in really big letters underneath.
I was gonna say make sure it's what, not come again, because that's
Anyways,
a
thank you guys for
different
watching.
audience
I
we're
hope you
reaching
enjoyed
there.
Pardon
our
me.
mock draft of not even pure chaos, just more like decent picks. I want to say, bro, just fucking threw something.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry,
Ben.
Valente.
We'll see you guys next episode when we likely talk
Miller,
about Caleb Williams
Miller,
and
do
whoever
the-
else,
Do the thumbs.
Oh
and
yes.
whoever else we grabbed in the draft. I'm surrounded by everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.